Hello, welcome to Pantheon of the Geeks. You join us for an unboxing of all this stuff. Shiny!
Yes, shiny, shiny. New Warhammer. Soul Wars.
Age of Sigmar.
Every time I say Soul Wars, I think of the Star Wars music. Soul Wars. It's an Age of Nagash. Yes, so this is all the stuff we're going to be unboxing. In this video, we are just going to unbox the main set, which is here at the back. And then the rest of the videos that are going up over today and probably tomorrow, we'll be unboxing the Malign Sorcery. We also have the side here, which I didn't put on the camera, we've got the General's Handbook, so we'll take a look at that in the video. And along with that, we did get these freebies. We did. These two little dials that were free. Cool. And we got these cards for pre-ordering. Got these cards for pre-ordering. There we go. Now we couldn't resist buying some scenery and command status dice. Got plenty of wound dice. Those are the ones we didn't get. They did look quite cool though.
They were quite nice.
And they're a unique shape, so you won't be tempted to roll them instead. They just use them as counters. So they're good. And then we got the objectives as well, because I thought they looked awesome. So we'll be having a look at all these in another video. And we got the two paints as well. And we got the two new paints. It's going to be very hard to unbox them, but... Yeah, I won't be unboxing those, but you might see those being used on miniatures, you know. So here we are, Soul Wars for this video. So let me just move everything else out of the way and I'll be back with you in 1 second. Soul Wars! There it is. This is the box, quite heavy because the core box in here. There is the back of the box, shows you some of the models in there. Of course you're all very interested in what a box looks like. Let's get inside.
Like Christmas stuff, isn't it?
Oh yes. And oh, there we go. Hold on.
Thank you.
So that's a slip cover. And then we have
a box within a box.
Yes, that was. So we have a box. So this will contain all the miniatures. So we'll come back to that in a second. And then we have. The reason why the box is so friggin' heavy is the book. That's the full core rulebook, which is in there as well. And then we have the Battle of Glimsforge. Glimsforge? One of those. In there we also have cards as well. And that's it, isn't it?
No, underneath here we've got the dice.
Oh, underneath this side we have bases.
We'll just lift that out actually.
Yeah, and a ruler.
And
a small book from the Soul Wars.
Nice.
And the plastic ruler and some transfers for Stormcast.
Yeah.
Sweet, a nice deep box. For spraying and storing models in.
You've also got the next steps.
Oh, those are the four. Yeah, we didn't get those.
Yeah.
They sold out anyway, so.
Yes.
Right. So, here's the die, the jam die.
Really nice dice then actually, I like the colour. Like
a starter set, not just blonde and white dice anymore.
Like an aquamarine almost.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
Nice dice.
I'll keep that somewhere safe.
And, I can move that around there, can't we? So pass that to yourself. And we'll have a look at the core rulebook before we go any further. Get that unboxed or unzipped. So you can just buy this on its own, the core rulebook, as is. Yeah. It's nice and heavy anyway. Core book. I think it's 99% background. So we're not going to go through every page, I'm just going to give a flick through, see what's in here. So a lot more like an old Warhammer fantasy book, to be honest. Collecting miniatures, building and painting. So a good starting place anyway. Tales of Eon, so there's the background information. Age of Myth, which we're probably all familiar with. Skip a few pages. Yeah, lots of lore. Tempest breaks. So I think it goes through all the Realm Gate Wars as well. Lots of reading, which is good. Very good. World building. I'll go through each of the realms. Look at all this. We've got Idna.
Yay.
No, we are kind of sweetening towards the idea of Idna as well.
We are, since we got the...
We're going to get the battle team to have a look at it. Nighthaunt. See all his background. And Fire and Thunder. So what's that?
Introduction to the game.
Core rules. So these are actually... We've looked through... I'd say at least 75% of the book's lore. And then we're on to the core rules, which are all downloadable. Got Wizards, Triumph, Terrain. And then we've got the missions, First Blood, Backwater Scrolls, Allegiance abilities, Conquest Unbound, I'm assuming this is all the Allegiance abilities and everything. Destruction, Death. Which I might take a more in-depth look at some point. But everything is in here. Open play games. Battle plans. A narrative play. It's a sort of campaign style, narrative style game. Sieges in Age of Sigmar. More battle plans. It's basically, and then pitch battles at the end. Battle strategies. And there we go, and an army roster at the back. So it's a book which is primarily focused around lore and fluff and all the things that have been missing from Warhammer since the world blew up. So I didn't see any maps, apparently there's loads of maps in there as well, I was told in the shop. So there's lots of background information in that. We might go into that, if people want to see that in a more in-depth review. I mean, there's lots of other reviews up there already, but if you want to see us do it, put it in the comments and I'll go through the book in more detail. Other than that, I'm just going to take that away and have a good read of that. Okay. What have you got there?
Here, in the thing you gave me, we've got the cards for the Stormcast. So you've got Night Incinerator, Evocators, Sequitors, Castigators, Celestia Ballista, and this one, Lord Arcanium. But this one's like a little open out thing. That's quite cool.
Yeah, I think it's because it's bigger. Because
yeah,
you notice these cards
more in it.
Are a lot smaller than the previous War Scroll cards.
Yeah.
I think we've listened to people when they've said the War Scroll cards are massive.
Too big.
And half of it's not used.
I love the idea of them, but when you're playing a game, they are quite big. Yeah.
Like, okay, and then half of it's not even used. That I would say, I think the font's about the same, maybe it's slightly larger actually. I find that really easy to read.
Yeah, it's easier to read, definitely.
So if those are the War Scroll, we'll find out next week anyway exactly what the other ones will look like, because I think they're all going to be this size now, from what I've heard.
And this is your lot.
My lot.
Your lot.
See, it's sort of been divided up who's doing what.
Oh yeah.
The Knight of Shrouds, which I've got the other Knight of Shrouds and we've not unboxed him. So that might be another unboxing you see very soon.
Excuse me.
To go with my slightly growing Nighthaunt army. Guardian of Souls, we have the Lord Executioner, the Spirit's Torment, we have Grimghast Reapers, we have Glaive Wraith Stalkers, and Chain Rasp Horde. And Claire desperately needs to cough, so I'm just going to pause the camera. Okay, so we're back.
Sorry about that.
Glad you needed a drink. We've just run back from the town with the big box of stuff.
Yeah.
It's really warm, so that's probably why. Right, there we go. So.
Oh, sorry, we also got these books as well. We've got the Battle Team.
Battle of Glim's Forge, which is.
Probably a story battle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the story for the box set.
Cool.
Which is good. So more reading material on board, and why these two factions are fighting each other, and you didn't guess already.
I thought they were friends.
They used to be. Yeah. And a bit about the units that are in the game and everything. Some nice painted pictures. It's a bit of dominance. Yeah. And then pitch battle profiles, so you got the points cost. So.
Cool. We also have a shortened version of the core rules.
Yep, so you'd have to leaf through the book every time, which is good, I approve. What else have we got?
We've got a start here for those that have never played it before.
Which
we'll probably go through anyway, just to refresh.
So, a little bit about the core book. Collecting the Age of Sigmar, Stormcast Eternals, Legions of Death. So it really is just an abridged guide as to dice and how to use a rule. And there you go. If you're starting off from scratch, it'll be quite handy.
And then colour version of how to stick stuff together.
Which is what we're going to be having a look at
and it looks
as
like
we go.
It's got
painting
schemes as well on the back for certain things.
Excellent.
So, yeah, take that away because we'll need that later.
So, let's have a look at what's in here.
Oh, bubble wrap! Cool, you get bubble wrap.
So that's the new Citadel bubble wrap.
Yeah.
That is basically.
That's awesome.
It creates a wall on the battlefield, and it protects your troops because the arrows just bounce off them and cannonballs and everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to real life. Here are the.
Are you sure that's not part?
Here we have the different sprues. So that's some of the Nighthaunt stuff.
Yeah, that looks nice. Lead bases.
Lots of bases. More Nighthaunt stuff.
More Nighthaunt stuff.
More Nighthaunt stuff. It's just Nighthaunt stuff. There's no Stormcast Eternal in there at all.
Alright, I'm going home then.
You are home.
Ah!
That was quick. Right, there we go. Some more Nighthaunt stuff. And then the Stormcast Eternal sprues.
Stormcast Eternal sprues. Well, you look really disgusted at them and you just want your Nighthaunt stuff. That looks awesome. That's a nice one.
So if you do want to swap these around with somebody else, there's no cutting off of things. Literally all the Nighthaunt stuff's on one set and all the Stormcast stuff looks like it's on another set.
Yeah.
So you literally just take the sprues out and pass them to somebody else. If you're doing like a swapsies.
Yeah.
Swap meet.
That's better actually. They've probably learnt from that because in earlier times when they've done boxes like this, it's all been on, well, that's a Nighthaunt and that's a Stormcast Eternal all on the same sprue.
Right, let's get sticking together then.
Right.
We'll just do it in the order it comes in the book. Whatever order that is.
That would be Stormcast.
Okay, so let's bring the camera in a bit closer and we'll have a look at the models. Okay, so first up we had the Lord Arcanium on a Griff Charger. And we need parts E6, E7, E11, E10, E9 and E8 for this bit.
Right.
And then E13, E12 and E14. So if we get those bits cut off.
A bit about the sprue in the corner, it's got the letter in the corner, right. So you know.
So I reckon this is going to be him, isn't it?
I'm not sure, to be quite honest. I'm not 100% sure.
There's also another model on here at least. But the Griff, these are the sides of the Griff. So we'll see how much is on this and how much is on other sprues as we go along. Anyway, we'll cut those parts off and we'll get started. Okay, so we're back. Here of course we have the models. This is the entire model. This is the base that it goes on. It's the one with the 2 holes in, of the 3 bigger bases that we've got. So there weren't any of the ones that are in this bag, it's the ones that are free in the box. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward actually. E7 is the claw off the front of the Griff charger, which is going to go in there. E11 even, sorry, E11 goes in this front part there, like that. And then we have the plume for the back of the head. We have the head, which is going to fit onto that second little sprue that's popping out, leaving that one free at the bottom. I thought it was a piece of sprue at first. No, that's actually part of the thing that we need to keep hold of. Sorry, I'll move this down. So that needs to go on there. I don't know if I missed that off the camera before. Sorry for that. That bit goes on there. That bit's going to go in there. And then we have the body as well. And then that's got a hole in the back there, and that's where this lower prong was going to go into there. And all those bits are going to get stuck together. And then you have the actual staff that he's got on his hand, and that's going to connect up. I get the right way around. That's the right way around. That's going to connect up and go into there, giving you one half of the model. The other half of the model is this bit, which again consists of a claw there. And then we have this bit here, which is the other half of the Griff Hound, Griff Chargers, whatever it is, head. Which is going to go into this bit here. Sorry, like that. That bit. Go on, get in there. Because that's his hand, and that's going to be holding on to it. And that's going to fit in there. And then those 2 halves are going to get put together, and then it goes on its base. So for a slightly large model, it's very easy to put together.
Yeah, it seems...
It's literally just 2 halves.
It's like Lego, isn't it?
Getting to that point, which is good for everyone. So we're going to just stick it together. If there's any issues or anything I find out, I'll be back. Otherwise, we'll be back with a complete model. And there is a finished model, which is by far one of the easiest models I've ever put together. It's great for a starter set. It really is. And it looks fantastic actually.
That looks really nice. I'm looking forward to
it's easily as nice as the
painting.
the Draco
Draco Lich is
guy
this?
from the first box set. It's easily as nice. Which is one of my favourite models for the Stormcast. Is it Hammerhand, isn't it? I can't remember his name.
Hammerheld, is it?
Hammerheld, something like that.
Yeah, something.
You guys will know what the one I mean. The leader from the first box. This guy's easily as nice, but easier to put together, I'd say. Even that was so easy. The 2 sides just went together. Just make sure you've lined up all your little bits. That bit there, just make sure that's lined up because it's got a socket for either side. It goes pointing down. I think when I was test fitting it, I was pointing up by mistake, but it goes pointing down. That's it. And it's fit together. There's a little bit of a gap underneath, but not anything severe. Nice. That's the first model. That's the Lord Arcanium.
Cool.
So now we're going to move on to the Night Incantor. Night Incantor. Which is the A sprue. So we're on to the A sprue. We need A3, A2, A1, A4. And apparently that's it. And we also need a base.
That's to do with 2 holes in it, I think.
A 40mm base, which is what we'd say would be a Terminator size base in the olden days. In the old days. I think they've all got holes in.
Have they?
Actually, I think so. Because the few I've just picked up have all got these 2 holes there.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah. And we have some 32mm slotted bases. And we have some 25mm slotted bases in there as well. I'll leave them in there rather than tipping them out like a normally. Have you got the parts there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is A3, which is the majority of the model, to be honest. It's a she, I can tell you that much.
What gave it away?
Her sparkling personality. A2 is there. And we have A1, which is the back part.
And
then we have a
4, which is just a bit of fluff.
Which is just a skull, which goes into the other slot in the base. So obviously, some of the models don't use both these to stand on. So the other one's going to be filled with a piece of MacGuffin. So, as I call it. So that's a piece of MacGuffin. And so the model is actually only really 3 parts, which is the front, the plume, which is going to go into that hole there, and the back's going to fit on, and we're going to put on the base. Dead easy. So I'll put that one together. In the meantime, we can be taking apart the Evocator Prime.
Evocator Prime.
And he's off the E sprue. So is that the other parts that were on the E sprue?
Yeah, that's the other parts which is there.
Yeah. So E1, E4, E3, E2
and E5.
And E5. Yeah. So we'll get those parts off, put this one together, and we're back in a moment. Okay, so there is the Knight Encounter.
Nice.
She was pretty awesome, actually.
She does actually, yeah.
It's cool to see some female Stormcasts again, because there's not been that many.
There's only been that one, hasn't there, really?
That
Neve.
Can't remember her name now.
Yeah, Neve somebody other.
And the one from Shadespire.
Shadespire, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Bodes well for Sisters of Battle.
Hurrah.
Next up,
we've got, that's E4.
E4.
Yeah, that's E1.
E1.
E2.
E2.
E3 and E5.
Okay. So those
two over there.
Part, that's the head.
Yeah.
Right, so those 2 parts go together. Again, we've got this system of putting a head on one of these plumes, and the plume sticks into there. In this case, it goes onto the back part, because the whole thing for it is pointing the other way. And then we have a separate arm, which is about the only thing different to this one. So I'll tidy these up and we'll stick it together. To be honest, it looks like it's going to be an easy one again. We have 2, all these have got these prongs on, which just line straight up. So they're really easy to put together. I would still suggest using plastic glue. I don't think they're going to stay together if you just push them together. They will push fit in, but I'm definitely going to secure everything with glue. I'd suggest people did that as well. Right, so let me put this one together and we can start on the Evocators, which is A5, A8, A9, A6, A7 and A10 for the first one. And again, 40mm base, same size, same for this one as well. And all these bases have got the same configuration of sockets in them. Right, so we're back in a moment. So there is the Evocator Prime. Looks pretty awesome actually.
It does, it's a nice model, it's got a lot of motion in that.
Yeah, it's like it's going to smack someone with these staff rather than these swords.
Yeah.
Smack! It's a very Gandalf-esque moment with sword and staff. I like it.
You don't know which one he's really going to smack you with. Is he going to bring that sword down on your head, or is he just going to bring that staff round and
imagine he's sort of
you
casting with his sword and smacking someone in the face with his staff just to confuse them. Brilliant. The next one, again, we have a few parts. A10, we have the same sort of plume system again with the head. This one doesn't actually have a little nodule which it fits onto. It's just like a slide there. We'll have to tie that up to actually get it to fit on. There's a few bits that have to come off that. But that'll go on there, and then that means that there's a long peg on this one. I think that connects to both front and back. That's the only real difference. And then we have, before we stick it together, the arms actually socket in to these points. We can get them around. Where are we? Yeah. So you've got these socket parts. Might be looking at the wrong bit there. It's at the back. This is the back, isn't it?
That's the back, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that fits on there like that. And then that doesn't turn at all. It looks like it was going to turn because the way the drawing was, it doesn't. That fits in. That's got a flat side on the back which fits into that groove there. So the arm is slightly forward if you see that. And then you've got the other side as well, That one actually has like a little clip on that one, and that I imagine will fit in to the. I've got to take that off before it'll fit in. But yeah, that'll fit into there. So before sticking the front on, you have to make sure the arms and the head and plume part are all in place, and then just fit on the front part. Then that just goes onto one of these bases. I don't think there's a plug thing for this base, so I assume it'll sort of
just plug there on that plug.
For the second slot.
Oh, for the second slot.
Yeah, because that one used both for that.
Ah.
Then the foot's separate. So I thought there'd either be covers for them all, or I think the model's kind of going to be stood over it though.
Yeah.
But we'll see when we put it together. So that's the next one. So while I'm sticking that together,
I'll start cutting off the next lot.
yeah, which is on the next page. Which is the next evocator and last evocator, because there's 3 of them. Evocator B. We have A11, A14, A15, A12 and 13, A17 and A16 are all the parts for this one. And again, it looks like it has a similar setup with the arms, but we'll see when it comes off. In the meantime, I'll get this one tied up and stuck together. Okay, so there we go. Again, looks pretty funky. I do prefer these Stormcasts with the ropes, you know.
Yeah, they look a bit more.
There's just more detail on them. They're a bit more interesting.
Yeah, than they're just box standard armoured.
I think they are better. So the next one, here are the components again. It's very similar to that one. We have 2 sockets for the arms. Again, the same setup for the head. And this one's got a little bit of MacGuffin that goes on the base. So that one, yeah, that one did cover that up. So you can see the holes actually there. So you can't really see it. If it was going to bug you, you can't sort of see it from that angle. You might want to fill out with some green stuff. We're really not going to see that from the tabletop perspective, I don't think, just having a look at it. But yeah, if you know it's going to be there and it's going to bug you, you probably want to fill that second hole with some green stuff. Right, so on to the next one. As I said, there's a little bit of MacGuffin that fills the other holes, like a piece of broken masonry. I don't know what's like the top of a hammer, but I think it's meant to be some sort of piece of masonry or armour or something. We'll find out anyway. So we'll stick this one together, again, much like the last one, and then we're back with the first of the sequitors. Sequitors. I don't know how you say that. Sequitors. Secretion. I don't know.
Why do they have names that we can't pronounce? Stop it.
Sequitors. I don't know.
I'd say sequitors.
Sequitors.
Yeah, that would be posh.
Sequitors. That sounds better actually. Yeah, we're going with that. Sequitors. Especially pronunciate the tours part at the end. Sequitors. Next for me then, A28, A27, A29.
And that's it.
And the base. So it's just those parts, isn't it? So that's even easier.
I might as well do both of them, kind of thing.
Oh, is there
There's that one and that one, isn't there? And then we go on to these with storm walls.
And then there's
yeah, these are with great maces.
So this is a whole squad, but
there's 2 with great maces.
Yeah, that's 1 though.
And that's 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 1.
Yeah.
That's 2, and that's 2. So there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
So the next ones here is B12, B11, and B13, which is only the 3 parts.
B14.
And B14, which make that one up.
Yeah.
Got
so
you.
yeah, so
there's 3 of them. Is that right?
Yes.
3?
Yes, there's 3 of them, isn't there?
Yeah. Just looking from the side.
So there's 2 of those parts and 2 of the hammers.
Yeah. So if you cut these off and these off, we'll have a look at them. In the meantime, I'll stick the last of the evocators together. That is the last of the 3 evocators. Very cool. I like those ones.
They're quite funky.
They kind of do like wizards. We have to read up on what they actually are. They kind of do look like badass wizards. Next up then, the first of the sequitors. Again, that's 3 parts. Front, back, go together. And then the head. Looks like that slots in at the end, does it? Or does that slot in before that? Yeah, that slots in before. So the head goes in, then that goes on, then it goes on to base. Done. And then this one. So these are 2 guys, aren't they? Exactly the same.
Yeah. One thing I will say
and again,
is...
the head goes in first. That goes on front. And then we have the weapon that goes on. And there's 2 of those. Sorry, you were going to say.
I was going to say there's 2 sprues that are entitled B. So that's why you get the ×2 from. Because it confused me. I was like, well...
I thought...
yeah.
We've got this set, I was like, oh, there's 2 of them, and then there's 2 of them, but it's not, that's just a continuation.
Yeah.
So I was thinking there was going to be 5 of them, because there's normally 5 in a squad.
These must be special squads.
I assume so. Or these guys, next guys add on to them, maybe.
The Sequiter Prime is on sprue A, and then these 2 will be on sprue B. So 2 on sprue B, basically.
But there is 5 of those.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
So we're sticking these together. So I'll move them over here, and you can have a look what we're pointing at them. Yeah. So we're looking at our next set of sequitors with Storm Strike. Oh, sorry.
Storm Smite Maul.
Storm Strike missile. Yeah. Storm Strike missiles. That's where I was going.
Whoa.
That'd be amazing.
Can we use them in 40k?
Yeah, basically.
Brilliant. Awesome.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That's also in. With Storm Smite Mauls even. A23, A24, A22, and A25, and A26, which is a shield. That makes up the Prime. And then we have 2 of these, which are B18, 16 and 15 and 17. And B19 and B20. We have 2 of those. And then 2 of these, which are separate, B21, B22, B23 and B24, which will make a squad of 5. Yeah?
Yep.
Yay. Kind of got there in the end.
Yeah.
So if you want to cut off all those parts,
I will
do them all together.
Yeah.
And I'll put these guys together and we're back in the mould. Okay, so here is the Prime. Looks pretty good actually. The massive Stormite Great Mace. And the 2, I was falling apart a bit for some reason, 2 models, exactly the same. With the just the Great Maces on their own. So they're pretty good actually. So these are kind of just your standard line soldiers. I do like them. So next up, we'll be moving on to these guys, which we already went through the parts that we're going to be using. Let's have a quick look then before we stick them together. The Prime consists of those 2 parts for the back and the front. Again, the head's got this same groove system there, if you can see that, which slots in to a groove or grooves, depending on the model, that are in there. So the head is in that position, locked in. If you wanted to change the head's position, you'd have to file these grooves off, basically. Or just cut this entire bit off and just stick it on wherever you want. But they're in good positions, so I won't bother. We have the hand there, which I think also needs to go in first. I think that fits into there. Yeah. And then at the end we have the shield, which has got a little slot there on there, which will fit onto there. So we'll put that one together. Then we have these guys. I think these are very similar to the leader actually. I believe these might have sparkling personalities as well. Yes. They're really cool and it really does make me think this is about going to be awesome models.
Yeah.
But yeah, so front and back we have a mace hand. Again, for this needs to be slotted in first. The head needs to be slotted in first, and then we do have a piece of masonry on the base of this. Is it masonry?
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually like a Sigmar standard or something. A broken standard.
Just finish cutting them off.
Yeah. And then we have two more guys, which are mainly done because the whole arm sections are in. That's just a case of slotting the head in, the body on the front, and the shield onto the hand. These are really easy to put together, so far anyway. So we'll get those ones done and we're back with an entire squad. Okay, so here's this squad. There is the prime. Looks pretty funky. And then we have this one here. Looks awesome.
Nice.
And this one here. Now on this last one, the shield's got a massive sort of peg on it, which looks like it's a bit of sprue that you need to cut off. It isn't. It fits into the robe, so you don't need to worry about trying to cut this peg that's on that off. It just goes in there, so don't worry about that. And if you have cut it off, it doesn't really matter because the hand actually fits into the two slots that are on the shield anyway, so it would line up as long as you push the shield against the robe. You can't, because you can't see that peg at all now. So you don't need it on. If you have cut it off, don't worry about it, and if you haven't, you don't need to. So there you go. That's those guys done. So what's next? Castigators. So these are guys with massive crossbows. Cool. So we have a Castigator Prime, we have a Castigator A times 2, Castigator B times 2. So this is a squad of 5. Yay. So for the Prime we need A19, A20 and A18, A21. And that makes the Prime. Again, we're using the same bases. And then for the Castigator A we need B1, B2, B3, B4 and B5. And then for Castigator B we need B6, 8, 7 and 9 and 10. Is there anything else on the B sprue?
I don't think there is actually.
Anything else left there? No.
No.
So that's mainly the last of the B sprue. So we'll get all these bits off and then we'll be back in a second. Okay, so here we are with the Castigator Prime. Again, this is a 4-parter. Front, back, head slots in before we stick them together, and then the giant storm bow thingamajig goes on afterwards onto the arm, onto the same size bases again. Then Castigator A, 2 of these again. We've got front and the back. We've got that throwing at myself, so it's not going to help. Front and the back, we have the arm there, and we have this gun here, and there's a slot in the body where that will slot into the. Try to show you better. Yeah, there's a slot in the body at the front where the gun slots into, and then the other arm goes in here, holding onto the bottom of it. And again, a head has to go in. That goes in first, and then you put the front part of the body on. So you can stick these two parts together and then stick them onto the front if you want. Next up, we have exactly the same sort of setup, back, front. The body's got a slot in it again for the gun, and then the head's got a slot in it which goes in there. All the same sort of setup, pretty straightforward. So I'll stick them all together again. We'll have an entire squad done, and if there's any issues or anything that I'll notice, I'll come back and tell you at the end. Okay, so here are the Castigators. And there is the Prime. She looks awesome. I thought it was a mace shedding around at first. It's not, it's actually one of the bolts from the guns.
Yeah.
So she's actually about to load it. I thought it's like a small mace. It's not, it's actually one of the, whatever they're firing, which I'll find out when I read the book. That's one of the bolts. It looks like it might be some explosive thing.
You could probably bop someone on the head with that. If they get too close, it'd be a bonk.
hopefully it doesn't explode then.
Yeah.
That'd be more an
That would
orky
be
kind
more.
of weapon.
Yeah.
But she looks awesome. I love the detail like on the back with a little reliquary or whatever that is. And then we have the other models. There's one. Yeah, and you got the same sort of reliquary on the back. Is that the same one? I got mixed up now, haven't I? Because they're very similar, these ones. I'll show you them. Yeah. So there we go. So there's the cascade. And the 5 models done.
See, the robes have reminded me very much of the Sisters of Battle.
Sort of Sisters of Battle.
The Retributors.
Warrior priests in the wizardiness. All really stuff that you like. I like, yeah. As well. So we like. So next up we have the Celestar Ballista.
We've got A37.
A37.
A31.
A31.
A34.
A34.
And then the head, which is A33, I think.
A33.
Yeah.
So this guy,
skinhead.
This first guy without a helmet on. Yeah. It's pretty cool looking. And then we have the next guy.
Which we've got A36 there, A30, A32 and A35. That's a cool little like sexton kind of thing.
I think it was sexton.
Yeah.
It's nice that. Like so. And then we have the actual ballista.
Yes, we've got A40, A41.
Right.
And then A38 and 39.
So it's only 4 parts.
Yeah.
And then we have the large 60mm round base. It's the one with the 3 holes in. You can see that. That's obviously for fitting the ballista on. Don't know if they're all the same. I think that one's a bit further away, so I imagine that one's the back one. So yeah, there's the writing on it. I imagine that's the back. And those 2 are the front prongs. So we'll stick these all together. I mean, these are only 3-4 parts. That's 4 parts. The head's going to go in first, obviously. The arm on this one's got one of those little things, so the arm and the head have to go in. So does that one's. Arms, heads, the front goes on, job done. So we'll stick this guy together, put this together, which is these 2 sides go together. And in the front, that's got a little hole in there, which will go onto that, making the tripod. And then onto the front of the gun will go the massive bolt throw thing there. That's cool, that. So we'll stick them together. Yeah. Back in a moment. Okay, so there are the crew. Got this guy there. They are both really cool, the crew.
He's awesome.
This guy with the aiming contraption. Kind of does look like a sextant, maybe it is. And then the actual ballista.
It's really nice, actually.
It is really cool.
It's nice to see them getting some ranged options as opposed to just relentlessly marching forward and hoping for the best.
Well, there's a lot of magic and ranged abilities in this army so far, so it's nice to just see a piece of artillery for the Stormcasts. Or a piece of artillery full stop.
Stop, yeah, because
Can't
we've
really
not had much.
No, I can't remember any new artillery stuff. I'd love to see some for the Iron Jaws as well, maybe grot artillery for them.
Yeah.
That'd be great, and maybe some flying scrap ships from Sky Bashes. That'd be great. Games Workshop, please. Anyway, moving on. There we go. So that, I think is that the last of the Stormcast?
That's all the Stormcast. Wow. I've no more sprues now. So.
Pretty much an army there already.
Yeah.
So, should we look at them all at the end, or do you want to look at them all now?
We'll look at them all at the end, alongside your night hosts and stuff.
So if we just move them...
Move them all over here. Come on, guys. Over it. You want to be over here with me.
I was going to stick the other Night of the Shrouds together at the same time we did this, but I'll leave that for another video, I think. Because there's a lot of models.
A lot of models.
Right. So this is the Night of the Shrouds with the horsey. So we're on sprue F. We need F1, F2, F3. F6, F4, F5.
Right.
So we'll get those parts off. We're also going to be using the last of these large bases with the different fittings. That one there, because there's a big slot on the bottom of the base to go in there, which is quite good. Actually, just dropped the bit off that I was talking about, which is there. So we'll get all these parts off, we'll clean them up, and then I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so we have part F1, which is this part here, and part F2, which is the other half of the horse and rib cage. Those two parts are going to go together. They've just got these prongs which stick together, so it should go in pretty much exactly. And then we have this part here, which is F3, which is part of the Knight of Shrouds with his funky sword. That's going to go on the back part there, over the top of this. And then we have the Knight of the Shrouds other half there, which again just plugs into here. And then we have the Knight of the Shrouds head, which is two parts. It's this shroudy part and the head part, which those two bits are just going to go together, and then that's going to go onto the front of the model basically. If there are any issues with it going together, I don't think there will be. I'll be back to show you any struggle points. Other than that, it's just plug and play, if you will. A lot of these you could get away with temporarily not gluing them if you didn't have any glue and just playing with them. If you hadn't bought any glue and it was your first time playing them, you could get away with slotting them in, but I'd still glue everything together. That's always my advice. So I'm going to stick this model together, go on this base, and then we should have a finished model. In the meantime, Claire's going to cut off the rest of sprue F, which is the Guardian of Souls, the Spirit Torment, and the Lord Executioner.
No, that's not on F.
Oh, that's not sprue F.
That's end sprue F.
See,
but I will cut off the Lord Executioner for you.
Misadvised people.
Yeah, it's my fault.
So the Guardian of Souls and the Spirit Torment, we'll cut that off in a minute, and then we'll get to that one. So we'll do these two next. So that's part F8, F9, F7, F10, F11 and F12. They're going to be cut off and put that. And in the meantime, I'll stick them together. See you in a moment. Okay, so there is the Knight of Shrouds, finished, looking cool. Just need to file this bit down on his back where the three parts meet, and then it'll be done, but I need that to dry fully first. It fit all together really nicely. I will say the base snapped at the back when I tried to push the tab in. It doesn't really matter that much because I can just glue it because it's just plastic. So just be aware of that. Mine did snap. It's not a problem. Just glue it, and it'll still, the actual tab and the base will just sort of melt into one anyway. So it's not going to really be a problem. So there we go. There is the Knight of Shrouds. He looks awesome on a horse. And in a future video, I'll actually unbox the other one, which I meant to do ages ago. So now we'll move on to the Guardian of Souls and the Spirit Torment. Okay, so the Guardian of Souls and the Knight of Shrouds. Both of these are three parts. They're really easy to put together. The Guardian of Souls is literally those two bits going together, and then the head going on the front. That goes into a 32mm slaughter base. And the Spirit Torment is, well, the model itself is two parts. Those two parts go together, that's the model. And then the other part's just to plug the hole, because it's a 40mm base that this is on. So I'm going to get these two stuck together, and then we'll move on to the Lord Executioner. Okay, so there is the Guardian of Souls, complete. If you're wondering, these bits should be bent. It's like bent railings he's got. There is the other side. Such an easy model to put together. There's nothing really I can say about that. Other than it looks awesome. Next up, Spirit Torment. Again, I like the look of this. And again, two pieces to put together. Not really an issue. There we go. So next we're going to move on to the Lord Executioner. Parts are already cut off. We've got C25, which is these gallows. C24, which is the other side of his arm, and a bit of the gallows on there as well. We have some spirit heads, which is C26, and then C27 is a plug for a base. It's a 40mm base. Now literally these two sides just stick together again, much like the other two, and then we have this part which slots in to there. There's like another one of those slots, but like on the bolt thrower guys, crossbow guys. It'll just slot into there. And again, that bit goes in the base. So we'll stick this guy together, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so there is the Lord Executioner. That's a big model.
That is a massive
as far as
model.
height goes.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of him, but what is there is awesome.
Yeah.
There he is. A bit wobbly, that's just me shaking. It's because the only connection is that bit there, where the axe is. So it'd be very easy to break this as well. Just you have to be careful with that. I don't think there's anything you can do about that other than cutting that and pinning it to make it stronger, but then you're cutting it anyway. So if it breaks, I'll pin it. So I've just got to make sure I don't throw them in a box with a load of other stuff. Which hopefully once he's painted he'll be going on the shelf, so that won't happen. There we go. So next up we have the Grimghast Reapers, which we've already got laid out here. We have C22, C21 and C23. And then we have C20, which makes the Extoller of Shish. Or as I like to call it. Then we have C11. What have we got there? C13 and C12. Does that make one of these guys?
Yeah.
So basically they are two sides and a head. I think again 2 sides and a jaw or a head. That's a head, isn't it?
That's a head.
So that's C15, 14 and 16. And what have we got over there?
You've got C19, C17 and C18.
So yeah, so these are just 2 sides and a head going together, so that's going to be quick. This guy's 2 sides ahead and the end of what appears to be some sort of bell. I think it's a bell because it looks like it's got a part of the bell inside, and that's the outside of the bell. No one reserved for Skaven, but there we go. So that bit just slots on there and then goes together like the rest of them. So I'll put them all together. They're all on 32mm slaughter bases, and then hopefully we'll be back in a moment with no problems and show them finished. Okay, so there is the Grimghast Reaper Exalter of Shish. I think I will say the bell's got a little nodule on it, and there's a little nodule on the staff part as well, which lines up. So just be careful of that when you're putting it on. It doesn't just go on any old way. It has to line up, and there's a little tiny little nodule. I only noticed it as I was putting it on, to be honest. The other thing with this, make sure you put the heads in first and glue them in before you put the other side of the bodies on. And I'll need to file these backs down once they've dried and put a little bit of green stuff in, just fill a couple of little gaps in there. Other than that, they are done. These guys just remind me of the Khan Wraith, really. Which is awesome because I really like that model too. So just like having an entire unit of Khan Wraiths. There we go. Do like a little cross on the face there. There's the last one. They're very cool. I like them. I've liked everything so far. You know, pretty straightforward to put together, to be honest. Next up, we have some Glaive Wraith Stalkers, I believe. These are the guys that look like Nagash is punishing Skaven.
Yes.
These are all 2-parters, then, are they?
They are, yeah.
So C2 and C1 go together. Literally like that. And then what have we got?
C5 and 6, 3 and 4, 7 and 8, and 9 and 10.
So they're just all 2-parters. They're going on 32mm bases. Yep, they're all 32mm slaughter bases. So I'll put them together. That should be quick. And then we'll move on to the Chain Rasp Horde. Okay. Okay, so here are the Glaive Wraith Stalkers.
They do look like rats because of the face.
They do.
The kind of
I
elongated.
feel like the dead Skaven who are being punished for being Skaven. Which is fine. They did kind of ruin Nagash's plans last time.
They look like the monks, because don't the monks have some sort of sword thing like that?
Like the plague monks.
Plague
monks.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have staffs type things, don't they? They are very cool.
I don't know, the plague monks always remind me of Redwall, if you've ever read it.
Redwall?
Redwall.
I haven't, actually.
It's a Brian Jacks novel.
I know the one you mean, I just have never read it.
Yeah. I read it when I was at school, in primary school.
They're awesome. And you can buy an easy to build box set, although I'm not sure you can make that easier to build.
Maybe it's just one part.
Done.
Maybe it's just a one part thing.
They're just already built when you open the box. So the only thing you can do to make that easier. Dread Warden's next for the Chain Rasp Horde. So we have 2 parts again, D18 and D20. And that makes the Warden. Done. These are on 25mm bases. And then we have 2 more guys, do we?
Yeah.
D19 and D20.
You've just got one of them.
And that's how you make them easier to build. We have D5. Done. That's him. And that's his friend, who's an identical match. So they just need slotting into 25mm bases.
Yeah, so you are going to have some spares on that one because obviously you've got 2 lots of the same model there. So you're going to have D18 spare and D19 spare.
Alright.
Because they're both from the same.
And they both use the same
Ds.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, a couple of spares.
So you've got a couple of spares to do what you want with there.
And we're on to the back page, are we?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, so...
So it's just the rest of the horde.
Right.
So I'll stick these ones together.
And I'll start cutting them up.
We'll start cutting these ones off and we'll look at them. Be back in a moment. Right, so the Death Warden, was it? This guy. That's him there with his pitchfork. It's actually more like a candelabra though, isn't it?
It does actually, yeah. Is
it I think it actually is a candelabra, to be honest. Lighting the way. Pretty nice little model. And then we have the Alta version with the stocks.
Yeah.
So that's just a normal guy. And then we have the 2 guys who are just base slotters. And then we have the rest of the models from the box set, which are all Chain Rasp models. There's 2 of each. And each one is basically like D1, D2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. So, and they're all either 1 or 2 part models. Are they all
I think they're all 2
They're
part
all 2 part models.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very boring me showing you this, but 1 and 2 obviously going together with the tabs on. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick these all together and then we can finish up basically having a look at all the models. Okay, so here are the models finished. They're all pretty cool, very easy to stick together. Try and show them all off is a bit difficult. There we go. They're all cool. Especially like the ones with some of the stuff on the bases as well. Like that guy. And the ones with the tombstones on the bases. That one there. So all they need doing really is a bit of filing down and some gap filling where I'm not too pleased with some of the fits. But other than that, they're pretty much done. So let's have a look at all the models from the box set. So there's all the models from the main box set all together. Looking really cool.
Wow.
What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely cool. Yeah, for your money you get quite a lot of models and they're really nice and characterful as well, I think.
I think for a starter set, and the quality of them is exceptional. These are better Stormcast than the last ones.
Oh yeah, they're a bit more, there's got a bit more about them I think, the Stormcast. And I'm kind of like warming to them a little bit.
Yeah, nice. So those are your guys, as you've repeated many times, and I'll be taking the Nighthaunt.
Yeah.
And next week we're going to get the 2 books.
And spells.
Endless spells and cards and dice. Yeah. And save some of the models for later when we decide what armies we're going to get, because we'll do a brand new Tale 2 game. It's probably with these 2 armies, to be honest. We still need to finish off the last set of 2 games because you need to unbox a
Ariel Painter,
and then we need to have a battle with those guys. But it'll be in the new Age of Sigmar rules anyway, so it'll make it a bit more interesting. But these will be our new armies, representing order and death. The other thing was the free cards that we got.
Yeah, these are the free
not sure it's going to really show up on the camera. Because I thought, oh, it's just another set. It's exactly the same. But I can't tell.
I don't think you might.
Basically, they are exactly the same cards with the exception that the front's got etched.
It's got etched runes
from like the different realms on there. Is that picking up at all? It's really because I didn't even notice it at first. No,
it was only me that I moved the top card and I looked at the one underneath. I thought, hey, that's badly marked. But when I looked at it closer, it's actually all very lightly ingrained with like the runes and stuff. Yeah. Probably won't show.
The other side's just normal.
Yeah.
There we go. But that's the limited edition cards, if you will. Go with it. So that's cool.
They're very nice. Really nice cards, actually.
So that's the end of this video. In the next video, we're going to do the Malayan Portents unboxing. So I'm hoping to get them all up as soon as possible. So we'll take a look at that next. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned for some more Age of Sigmar and the other stuff we're doing. Please tell your friends about us because the more subscribers we get, the more videos we can do basically. Other than that,
thanks very much.
Thanks for watching and you guys take care.
See you soon.
Bye for now.